Hi there, my name is Helen Baginskaya. I'm a psychologist and today I present you the third video from the sequel of videos called Associations that a victim has in a relationship with a psychopath. What tea do you like, green or black, strong or weak? You take a tea bag and dip it into boiling water and make your beverage. You are this tea bag for a psychopath, which he dips into boiling water and watches how many emotions emit from you, and pulls you out of this boiling water when he thinks it's enough. I find it rather perplexing. What kind of power over a person a psychopath has? He can dip his victim into boiling water and get it out of there, showing that life for her is not over yet. I remember this state. It is as if you found yourself in the middle of the ocean. You're not able to see the coast. There is no bottom under you, and the only thing that remains is to flounder on the surface. And you are simply floundering on the surface of whole ocean of helplessness and pain. And when your strength is coming to an end, you are taken out of this abyss by a psychopath. And this abyss closes with a hedge. Life goes on. You plunge into the routine of the day. Your brain cannot process these terrible and incomprehensible events and tries to erase this hedge from the consciousness. And you forget about it. You are on takeoff and you have completely different emotions, and you don't think about the chasm of feelings that you experienced yesterday. You think to yourself, but I can live with him, everything is good, we have such good relationship. 1, 2, 3 months pass, and then bam, and it happens again. I have noticed that women living with psychopaths often complain of blackouts. Psychologists say that this is how they are affected by being in constant stress. After all, one of the most common causes of memory loss is chronic and severe stress. Scientists conducted the following experiment. First, Jonathan Godbout and his colleagues taught mice to find a way out of the maze, and after the animals remembered where to go, a larger, more aggressive beast was added to them several times in a row. Soon the mice developed characteristic signs of psychological stress. They became anxious, avoided contacts, etc. But most importantly, they forgot the way out of the maze. Those who had not gone through the stress remembered the correct path, as before. Memory problems continued for several weeks after the mice were no longer frightened by the intimidating neighbor. Also, memory lapses occur in people after experiencing traumatic events. Having received a psychological trauma, we on the one hand cannot remember something, but on the contrary, we will never be able to forget certain things. It is inevitable. Some traumatic memories are literally burned out in the brain. Life with a psychopath can be compared to going to movies, but you never know which movie you will be shown. Life with normal people is more like a sequel. There is always a plot that is sustained throughout all the episodes, but a psychopath, it's like every time you watch a new movie, and this is either an action movie, a thriller, a horror, or a comedy with a happy ending. When you watch a comedy at the cinema, you can't remember at the same time what horror movie you saw at the cinema a week ago. Now you have a comedy and you are all in it. Then you have a horror movie and you are all in it. The victim is often accused of being sometimes so happy and contact with psychopaths, and therefore she is mistrusted when she has to go through a horror of a different movie in which she is not among the audience, but she is the main character. All this in psychology is called emotional roller coaster. To people from the outside, such an emotional roller coaster seems strange. Here you see the victim all in tears telling a real trash, and you look at her in horror. How can she tolerate this? And at another moment you see in front of you a laughing person who went on a journey with a partner, and you involuntarily begin to think whether something is wrong with you or with the victim. Maybe she benefits from such life. Yes, it is very important for a person to understand what is happening, to understand the reason, to draw conclusions, to take a lesson, to digest what is happening. And what happens in a relationship with psychopaths can't be explained. Every time you interact with him, you hope that there is a human heart behind a human face, and you hope to reach out to him, explain elementary human things, and in response is silence and emptiness. It seems that you are talking to an idol that has eyes, mouth, ears, but doesn't see or hear you. How long are you ready to stand, kneel, lie at the feet of a stone, cry, moan, cry out to his stone heart? People have been doing this in front of their idols for thousands of years, without knowing and seeing the Almighty living God. What tea do you like? Let's turn our backs on the idol, take the power over our life from the hands of the psychopath. Take our lives back to ourselves. Look around, because there are so many interesting things in the world. Let's drink tea with cookies, watch our favorite films, and communicate with living, warm, and sincere people together. Thanks for attention.